Welcome everyone. This is the masterclass. My name is Patrick Nazareth. I have around 30 years of teaching experience and I hope to be able to dispel your doubts if you have any. Today, we'll be looking at the poem Animals, written by Walt Whitman. This poem is a part of the larger poem called Song of Myself. Walt Whitman was born on May the 31st, 1819 at Long Island in New York. He died March the 26th, 1892 at Camden in New Jersey. He was a noted poet, journalist and essayist. He wrote a book called Leaves of Grass, which compiles all his poems. These poems he edited, re-edited, rearranged, rewrote over his lifetime until 9 editions of this particular book were out. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. So here the poet puts forth his thinking that he would prefer to stay with animals. He would like to live with his animals because they are honest. They are content with what they are. They live in their own little world. He could stand and look at them doing this the whole day. Now, what is it that he's comparing them to? He's comparing them to other human beings like he himself. So he says humans complain about their conditions. In the night when they're going to sleep in the dark, they lie awake and cry of the mistakes that they have made, about the ways they have gone against God. And when they are awake, they always talk about their duties, their duty to God, their duty to country. They are only obsessed with the idea of doing something. The poet says that human beings spend a lot of time discussing their duties to God, how much money they should give to the temples, to the mosques, to the churches, how well they should live their lives. They are not really interested in their life themselves. They are more worried about how their God will look at things. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one nails to another, not to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. Here, the poet switches back again to animals. He says that all of them are satisfied with their own lives. They're not worried that I have to own this, I have to buy this, I need that. They don't bow down or kneel before one another just because they have said that this person is higher than me. Maybe he is a king, maybe he's a prime minister, but I have to kneel before him. And not only do they not have these hierarchies, these institutions that place people one above the other, they do not even bother about their own kind that lived thousands of years back. A human being worships somebody as God who lived many years back. He is no longer around. She is no longer around. But since human beings accept them as God, they kneel to them and they pray to them. Animals are not respectable. They don't live according to society's idea of respect, that you must earn respect in the eyes of everyone. You must be honorable. You must be a good person. Hence, no one is unhappy. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? Somehow or the other, the poet feels a kinship, some sort of a relationship exists between him and the animals. And he notices this as he observes them. In the animals, he recognizes something of himself. Maybe some character traits of himself he recognizes in an animal. So he thinks if the animal has the same character and I have the same character, for example, a dog is loyal. So maybe the poet prides himself on his loyalty. So he says if a dog is loyal, if an animal is loyal and I am loyal, that means there's a connection between us. So these are like markers, like tokens that connect us together. So the author is wondering, how did they get those markers? What happened so many, many years ago, back in the prehistoric times, back in the times before we even recorded history, when the different animals moved away from each other, when they split up into different species? Did they at that time retain something that I have lost today? Animals are simple. Animals are not materialistic. Animals do not look for money. Why cannot human beings like that? They retain good qualities like loyalty, but they do not keep bad qualities like being materialistic. So he's wondering, was I that way too many, many years ago before human beings became the way they are today? The themes then, the poet looks and compares animals and human beings. And he looks at them in mainly through the view of religion and their love of material things. Animals do not have any organized religion. They do not go behind and look for anything material. They don't own a car, a TV, or anything like that. They are just happy being the way they are. And the poet wonders why he and the rest of the world cannot be like that. That's the lesson concluded then. If I have been of any help to you, do remember to like, subscribe, and share. There might be other people out there who need our help. Thank you for watching.